I'm Vince McMahon. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. Get on the floor. You could be my whore. I want to suck off Roman's ass. Roman's ass.
What am I doing? This is some weird shit, man. Some very weird shit. I'm gonna say that is one of the weirdest openings ever. Anyway, I'm Joe Cronin. This is Out of Nowhere, episode 153. Let me tell you guys got to get down to Walmart right now. Get to fucking Walmart right now. They have Deadpool, they have NASA t-shirts, and they have Tupac t-shirts for $1 right now. Dude, this fucking for $1 right now. This movie for $1 right now. $1. I bought 3 of these shirts. I have 3 of these shirts. I don't give a shit. I'll wear them 3 days in a row. 3 of these. 3 NASA's. And Black Panther too. I bought a Black Panther one and a Deadpool. Swear to God. I don't know if it's like that at your Walmarts or maybe my Walmart is just fucking out of their minds. But these shirts are $1, bro. So, hey. Anyway, lots of wrestling stuff to get to right now. All kinds of shade on Sasha Banks. When's she gonna come back? Probably not gonna. Lars Sullivan, all this weird racial shit dug up from years ago. The fucking ratings are in the shitter. AEW hired Jerry Lynn. I got Connor from Kayfabe, youtube.com/OKFaber. And Jake DeMarco's in the house. And I can already see you guys are chiming in with the donations. And yeah. It's time to go. I have nothing else to say, so I should just hit the button, but I don't know, this music is fucking invigorating me. I was so happy and stuff. It was so beautiful.
Fuck PG in its mouth. Fuck Russell. Tear
Let's beast! Let's beast! Let's beast! Let's beast! Let's beast!
I hate Vince McMahon so fucking much.
Vince McMahon, you gonna die. I hate your face. Fucking fuck.
Go sit on the dildo.
Alrighty then. There's Jake DeMarco. There's his face. Now I can sleep at night. If I don't have his face on the camera thing, I don't know. I freak out. I got major allergies right now, so if I sound weird tonight, I'm not sick anymore, I don't think. So just so you know, everybody, it's not that. I was out back all day today, like off and on, like putting together things and cleaning up so ticks would stop coming in the house. And I am absolutely destroyed. I can feel my throat feels like just like someone was, like a cat was scratching it and shitting in it. Very weird. Let me unmute the boys. The boys!
The boys.
Can you hear?
Boys are back in town.
Can you hear the
Men.
music, by the way?
The ladies.
Can you hear this? Can you hear the music?
We heard
Yeah.
parts of the music.
Let's
It was weird.
beast
We
with
go in
the
and out.
recon, bruh.
You hear that?
You
Piece of shit.
How we start off with like this like go lucky happy song and then go right into like the heavy metal intro.
Right into Slipknot.
Oh, you can hear this. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure you
But
could hear it.
we can't hear the audio drops. It's weird.
It's like,
Really?
It's like loving you. Yeah.
Wait, can you hear this?
you piece of shit.
Hear that?
Nope.
What in the fuck? All right, well, let me
The
go to
music
the.
was coming through.
Let's go to the donations real quick. Yeah. Well, let's see what you guys are saying out there.
Super chat. Super chat.
Velveteen Dream versus Dalton Castle. Thoughts?
I hate Dalton Castle. That's my thoughts. I don't know. I didn't see it yet, but I'll have to look for that. The Goon. Goon, what up, Goon?
Super Chat Party.
Becky called out Trasha. She's gonna borrow the dumpster Strom man used.
Yeah, I
Gonna
don't know
drown
what's up.
Trasha in all her own customers' spunk.
Oh,
Flawless
God.
victory.
Holy
Let's
shit.
beast with recon, bruh.
I saw that actually, Spaz Phoenix, that Becky called out Sasha. Now, I wonder if it's real or if it's like she's going to come back and that's the thing they're setting. And like I said, the last that we heard from people was the legit that she was like lawyering up or whatever. She was loitering up. How about now? Can you guys hear him now?
Try it again.
Will you hear that donation?
No.
No.
What the fuck? Hey, keep just talking a bunch and yelling a bunch at each other. That's usually what does it. Yeah.
Let's beast with recon, bruh.
Super Chat
Super chat.
Party.
We got Spaz Phoenix again.
Shocker. Trips' reveled as also being Vince's kid. His kids having webbed toes makes more sense now.
Oh my god. They all come out with web feet. All the McMahons have web feet. Hashtag that. Make it trend. Make it trend, everybody. Come on. You know you can do it. I don't even know what that means, but hey, we got to 100 likes already, so that's good. Can we get to 200 likes tonight, everybody in the chat? Let's find out. Hey, Sean's viewing here begging for attention again or not? I don't know. Look for him. He's funny.
I haven't seen him yet.
Can you hear him?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's beast.
Yeah.
Let's beast.
Let's beast now, motherfucker.
I am beside myself with just partial
Jizz.
laughter, but I thought all of this Lars stuff was old news, and it only really resurfaced initially, I thought, because Big E commented on it.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is he bringing up old stuff? But apparently, Lars had the original name that he used on those message boards, the weightlifting and WWE message boards. And then that name, that disenfranchised pseudonym screen name, got banned for obvious reasons. You know, the moderators took him off, and that's people found all his, messages on that deactivated account. But he had another account that he signed up for that they found even more messages from.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
And this was from the El Perfecto account. And this gets even better with the stuff he says. So somebody did allude to the fact that it wasn't pressure of the business, as far as wrestling goes, his career, or any of that.
This is the anxiety,
stress, and anxiety. This is what caused the anxiety originally, because everything came to light when he got called up.
Right.
Remember, the timeline fits.
Well, I remember we said this. We said that back then. Because this would terrify me. Because, dude, listen, I've said some crazy shit. I'm telling you right now, I have said some crazy shit that if you just isolated a few things that I said, you would think that I was just as bad or worse than him. But I don't
claiming to have hooked up with Ronda Rousey in 2005.
Yeah, like that type of, not that type of shit.
He's 19, she's 18. They were both training at certain gyms for jiu-jitsu and in judo and stuff like that. She was training for judo in Ontario, and he was doing Pan American Championships as well. So
this is where he needs to get out ahead of it and just say, "Yeah, I used to troll the shit out of people."
Yeah, he really needs to say something. But Big E's calling him a bigot at this point in time, and
I'm Big E, but you a bigot.
Yeah,
I'm Big E, but you a bigot.
You go through some of the stuff that he has said as time goes on, and I knew there were some bad things originally, and there is some disparaging comments that I can see are taken out of context.
Well, I mean, what about 69 little boys?
Yeah, I mean,
no, he never said that, but I mean,
no, but
that used to be a club I was in. A long time ago, if you look.
To each their own, Joe. To each their own.
I mean, I'm just saying, man. Like, there's stupid shit that we all did that we didn't.
Oh, we've all said
that
dumb stuff.
None of us meant, that we don't really, when you take it out of context. Like, do you know how many 13 and 14-year-old little boys on YouTube right now like N-words, eat my cum and stuff like that all over the place?
Yeah. They don't realize.
It's like, dude, I know they're like, that doesn't mean they're racist. They're just fucking retarded right now.
Well, that's part of the thing with Lars. In his defense, a lot of these things, I mean, they have specific threads that these quotes are pulled from.
Yeah.
And they're like, these are Lars's views on ... his thoughts on rape. And they're like, and they make him sound like he's going around, serving up rape as surprise sex. And that's not what he said. When you read the entire quote of his, he says there's 100% complete consensual sex when a woman will rip off her clothes and jump on you. Then there's levels that don't quite reach 100% consent. Most women like men to take control. And at what point is it too much control? And I understand what he's saying. Some women like to be dominated. Some women like to, be a little less than willing. That's part of a healthy sexual relationship. Everybody finds a role that they enjoy and fit in. And then he continues. He says, "I'm not insinuating that the politician who spewed the nonsense about women controlling when they get pregnant by switching off in their brain is right. He's a moron."
The fuck?
And he's right. He said, but the fact is, there's a gray area when it comes to the definition of rape. We've discussed things like that on this show before. There's all-out rape, but there's other times where, we look at the case of Enzo. The girl was obviously, falsely accusing him, and then there's also times where. It's a lack of remembrance. And then you also see situations where people regret the hookup the night before and claim it as rape. There is no 100% definition. But immediately they say, he's pro-rape, or he's, so a lot of these things they're bad. Some of them are horrendous.
Oh, my God.
Some of the stuff he said about the McMahons.
Yeah, that's the best stuff, is like how he works there. He's like, I would gobble Stephanie McMahon's.
Appeal to the Mexicans. McMahons don't care about them politically, but when it comes to a business, they'll exploit them in any race to make money.
Yeah.
He called Kofi Kingston and R-Truth both guys that looked like they could be in a prison gang. He said that why did they have to put them together? You know, a PG Black Panther stable. And we've said that before. I've said that many times. Why do they always have to put just the two black guys together? You know, like they force those kind of scenarios. But he goes on and calls them a prison black gang. So yeah, that's not good. He has other thoughts on black people that are pretty disparaging and less than nice. He also goes on to say something that kind of makes me laugh here, just how, you know, ironic it is. He said, anybody that has a mental illness is weak-minded. He said, how do our grandparents survive? This is why people talk about the pussification of men in America. It's like mentality like what you have, you know, and or mentally like what you have. And I'm like,
maybe do you think they thought this was going to come out then, and so they said he had a breakdown? But I mean, I'd have a breakdown if this stuff was coming out about me and I was just hired by WWE. Because trust me, like I had a conversation like this with Leah, like I'm what the fuck? When WWE was inviting me to their stuff, and when they were emailing me for things and looking at my work and stuff like that. Like Leah was like, "What about everything that you like? Everything that's ever been done and said, or whatever?"
Yeah, do you have to nuke the channel and delete your history?
Do I have to delete my whole channel? Yeah. Trust me, it was already brought up, and I was like, "Yeah, I'd be fucking terrified of what would happen." But here's the thing: the bottom line is, I went under Joe Cronin's show. That's not my real name. My commentary name would be my real name. This isn't really. This is a character here. And it's all whatever, so it's just all bull. It's like saying like, well, you know, Steve Austin dropped the N-bomb in a movie once towards a black guy. It's not really Steve Austin. It's not really he's playing a character. That's why I'm a character.
Lars, though,
that's why I am a character. That's why I'm a character. That's why I'm not. I don't use my real name because some of what I say is in character, and some of what I say is, you know, my real opinion. So it's a mixed bag you're getting here. Now, it's different. Like Alex Jones is a good example, too. He claims everything is 100% real, but when he goes into court, then he says he's playing a character.
Yeah,
So it's but with me, it's not detriment for me to say I'm playing a character a lot of the time because I am. So like
you amp it up for entertainment factors. The thing with Lars, though, a lot of this is what would be presumed as his true feelings, locker room talk or not, even if he was amping up his personality to seem cool with the bros, you know, that kind of thing.
But see, that's not it, because he's on there posting stuff like,
exactly, that's the thing. So I mean, he doesn't really have that, you know, iron curtain to hide behind. Connor, I don't know if you looked a lot more into this since more of the leaks came out, but
where's that Instagram video of him? Remember that? Someone sent us that. I don't remember what I did with that, but
there's just a lot here. So, and the timeline lines up perfect with him having that breakdown. So originally we said, you know, it could just be in a form of performance anxiety, but this really truly lines up with everything, you know, with him being there. So thank you, Dave Rose. He sent me a comprehensive list of links and everything that has to deal with Lars's comments and whatnot.
You know, whoever
he said a lot of stuff about Stephanie McMahon, though, and Vince McMahon, Triple H. So you figure he gets called up to the main roster. You know, it's almost January. He's about to make his debut when everybody else is coming up. He's being promoted on both shows. And then like a week beforehand, somebody says, hey, look, I found this account. And all this stuff comes to light. And then he has a full-on anxiety attack. Kind of makes sense why he freaked out, if that is the real reason. Before we kind of insinuated that might be a possibility, but we didn't really focus on that angle too much. We thought more it had to do with the main roster type things. At least that's how I was presenting it in my mind. And, you know, the thing he says about African Americans only wanting to take, you know, basically an advantage of their grandparents or great-grandparents' misfortunes and wanting a piece of that pity pie. You know, a lot of these things don't carry over well. And you can't say like, oh, it was a lifetime ago. Yeah, it was 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 12 years ago for some of it. And people do change. You know, that's the thing. People can change in 6 months' time. But so it's a very difficult situation at this point in time. But apparently he's getting a lot of heat backstage with fellow stars. And I don't know how he's going to navigate those waters because it is tricky to deal with.
Can't imagine why.
I mean, where do you go from here, Connor? Just with, you know, with what Big E had to say.
I mean, the one question I have to the guy is, if you're going to get signed by WWE and you know you're purposely like putting that stuff out there, wouldn't you at least try to go back and delete some of the shit you said? I mean, I understand like the internet. I understand the internet's the internet, and there's certain things you can't get rid of. But I mean, come on.
Well, I think some of these things were deleted and changed. I think that some of the accounts were deactivated and brought up from the Wayback Machine as well. So,
I don't know whether or not Joe accepted my call, called me, or somehow I got into this call, but I do appreciate at least being able to quickly speak about this before I disconnect.
Yeah, love to have you here, Dave. How's it going?
Hey, guys. I sent that that list, and
I'm
list
going
is
through that
incredible.
now. Thank you.
It's on Reddit, and I learned about this actually a few days ago, and I was hoping to speak to you guys about this, which is why I called in.
Perfect. I'm going to throw that in the chat for everyone to look at as well. So
you guys are all already clearly aware of what's going on, but I could not believe this thing has been categorized point by point as to, what they feel that he's done wrong. And I've got to say, first and foremost, this guy seems red-pilled and based as fuck.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
he really does.
That's pretty accurate.
You know what? I mean, I'm surprised because I'm starting to think that I think with Connor, you just said that maybe it was Connor, maybe it was Jake, but maybe they just held him off. They said that he had a breakdown because they found this stuff out. Because look at the way that he speaks in all these quotations that are provided. He clearly isn't ashamed or hesitant to say these things. He's quite clear about how he feels.
Yeah, he's unabashedly straightforward. He's anything but shy when it comes to his opinion.
Then what happens if we got played about him having anxiety? Because he actually, one of these links, it talks about him saying like things about people that have mental illnesses, and he's anti psychotropic drugs.
Yeah, he's against the pussification of America.
With mental problems weak, makes fun of notion people suffering from social anxiety. So if we've got all these references from him, either he's projecting or he really doesn't give a fuck, and they use this to maybe make it look like he, was suffering from that. So I don't know. All I do know right now is I'm going to have to reevaluate this guy because, maybe he's the new great thing. Maybe he's the next Hulk Hogan.
Well, here's
God!
I don't know if he actually, or his situation's being manufactured at all. I really don't believe that. I think what he experienced was genuine, because why miss out on an opportunity to wrestle John Cena at Mania?
You
all
guys
these
are
things.
The experts. I'm not. I'm just bringing this up.
But
social justice experience.
I mean, that picture cropped the right way does look like a Nazi salute.
Yeah,
right
there's
here.
a lot of that. I mean, he called Jeff Hardy a drugged up junkie and a spot monkey with no wrestling ability who sucks on the mic, and the only reason he's popular is because little kids and ugly female wrestling fans cheer for him because he dresses like
God damn, that's not that's not that far off. I mean, to be honest,
funny.
I mean that's pretty close.
We've said some similar remarks before, but it's just like
that's really close. I mean, that's pretty accurate.
But that's the thing. He is very unabashedly honest and straightforward with his opinion.
Well,
I mean, we heard time and time
again. He's probably trying to be
again.
funny too. He probably wasn't 100%.
Yeah, part of it, like I said, it seems like he was amped up for shock value or entertainment factor.
This guy could totally work a gimmick with a white hood. You know it.
Oh my God.
It's Poncho Day at the
It's Poncho Day.
I just wanted to bring that up to your attention because there's just this huge list of things that apparently this guy's known for, and he's working, and now he's back, and who knows? Because again, these theories are actually quite interesting. Maybe the WWE did try to sort of keep this quiet by putting a mask over the situations. But you guys are the experts on this. So I'm going to disconnect right now. Appreciate for you guys taking my call. And great show, guys. Bye.
All right,
Thank
Dave.
you
Good
very much.
shit,
Dave Rhodes. See, that's my worry in one regard, but then again, the more I mull it over, I have a hard time. WWE has done that. They have manufactured stories time and time again. That's why we discussed in length everything with Roman's leukemia. These thoughts cross your mind. But with Lars, it wasn't WWE presenting initially the story. It was other outlets. I mean, did they get fed that story? You never know. And then, I truly feel like he had some type of mental break, though. because they're worried at this point that he might have another situation like before where he'll need to go home, take a break, and get professional help because of this all coming out again. The most recent quote that I had was from Brian Alvarez saying that they're not going to fire him. You know, how is Lars going to react to this? We don't know. He was scheduled to debut. He didn't. And a lot of people don't know if it was tied to this or something else, but obviously he vanished for a long time. They're not going to release him. And I don't know how he is going to respond to Big E. And apparently many other people in the locker room are unhappy with what he posted on the internet. This literally is exactly the same as it was last time.
God damn.
And so people are brought up to speed really quick, and I want to hear what you got to say, Connor. Someone tweeted Big E saying, "Are you aware of this racist asshole that you're going to have to work with?" And it also linked to the Reddit.
Who are these
page.
losers also that compiled this? They must have no cock.
It was on the wrestling Reddit, I believe.
No, but to like go through this and find everything is like just Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it is categorized by subject and, you know, how offended you should be, essentially. There's a lot of things that, you know, he said that were bad, you know, cringeworthy. And
a lot of stuff on Middle Easterns. Holy shit.
Yeah, a lot of Middle Eastern things and a lot of you people isms. He talks about everybody from AJ Lee to Meltzer to Stone Cold beating Deborah, you know, things like that. Like, he talks disparagingly about upper management and creative, and asks how he can get a fast track into the business like other people. And there's just a ton of content here, you know, and it is interesting to look through. But this list was sent to Big E, and of course, like, you know, I hate those whistleblower types. Really, like, are you aware of this racist asshole? Obviously, they know what's going on in the back. So Big E comments earlier and says, "Many are aware. If true, he has to bear the albatross of being a bigot and working in a company that is now filled with minorities."
A pretty diplomatic answer, kind of.
Yeah, very, you know, straightforward. Do you think that he was in his right to answer there, or should he not have said anything?
Who, Big E?
Yeah.
Oh, Big E don't give a fuck on Twitter.
I know he doesn't, but I'm saying, do you feel it was right for him to address it at all?
I mean, why the hell not?
I'm in the same boat as well. I mean, I think it's better this way to, you know, kind of force a response in the long run. I mean, they can either say that Lars has changed and a lot of this was, in fact, either an act or, you know, just previous ideals that he doesn't follow by, or, you know, because they're going to have to fix the public image some way, shape, or form. So Big E bringing a bigger, you know, light to it, I think, is a good thing in the long run. Hopefully.
I hear Joe giggling, so something must be good.
You'll see.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god, but some of these are like, holy shit.
Here we go. They found the things I said on Reddit years ago. Black people, I treated them like subhumans years ago. I said that they all look like apes. I said Mexicans suck the tongue, suck the gun. Someday they will find out what you said on Reddit, and they will use it to justify it. If I say this, they might tag you in it. I still love you.
You know what really sucks is when you're. You know what really sucks?
I should have fed you the line that Lars also said AJ Lee looks like Gilbert Gottfried in drag.
I was gonna mention that.
A 16-year-old Gilbert Gottfried.
AJ Lee looks like Gilbert Gottfried in drag.
My voice is fucked though. That's the problem. That's what's like. I'm so like fucked up from the fuck. Okay, so I said this on Morning Madness this morning. I was joking around on Morning Madness, and I was like, "Hey," and like I was like, "Oh, what the fuck's wrong with me?" And then I remembered I was sick 2 days ago. But on top of that, allergies are hardcore right now for me. So I'm like fucking like I'm all fucked up, dude. Speaking of that, it's almost as bad. Like I'm so fucked up right now. It's almost as bad as the guy from Motley Crue.
Vince Neil.
Vince Neil singing "What the Fuck." I
my god! I was watching It's a Gundam, another YouTuber on here. I love his stuff.
Yeah.
And he showed us how Vince Neil. You
got to see this.
This is just so bad.
I played this on Monetize This, I think. But guys, listen. My voice right now tickles. Stuff's dripping out of my nose. I'm fucked up. Like, come on! Like I really can't even do it or do anything. That's why it sounds like shit. But this is exactly how Vince Neil sounds now.
All the time.
Sounds like a grandma.
Dude, the title of this video literally says Motley Crue sounds like Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
My God, he's right.
Kick Shana harder.
That's a lot of drugs, kids. A lot of drugs.
That's Gilbert Gottfried's drugs.
Yeah.
You do something.
Here's summer honey when you tell me here, go. Like it's like really like
There was one video game company said they wanted to be, the Bob Dylan of our generation. And that's when he played the clip. He's like, here's the Bob of our generation.
Like I am literally right now at his level right now. Like that's how I sound right now. But like if
you're actually a few notches beneath that. That's a golden
really
god.
What the fuck? Is he holding his nose? Damn it. Did he just take like a helium shot or something?
He got hit in the balls on the way out and just never recovered.
That's like fucking Eric Cartman.
People pay to see them. Oh,
God. The worst is the 3 or 4 background singers are just nailing the notes. Like they're just killing it. Like they're all killing it. And then he's gonna try to sing along with that. So it makes it sound worse. They're like
it's like you're beating a cat to an orchestra. Like it just.
Oh my God!
The background singer's like, ha! And he's like fucking. Ha!
Screw you guys! I'm getting
Kick some heart, Himmel God. Like what the fuck did he?
Oh God! He just said Himmel God.
Just can't get a word out of it.
This actually beats the fucking. This beats the Guns N' Roses thing we played one time. This beats Axl Rose's fucking whatever it was.
That freak out.
Welcome to the jungle. Like it was like
you got any games?
Yeah, but at least actually you can understand some lyrics. I have no idea what he said there at all.
Like legit, if I had to go on stage, like they'd said, like Joe, you can be in Motley Crue tonight. it would be this is about as bad as this. It would be the same thing. Because I'm all sick and nasally.
Yeah, but I think you would try and cure what ails you. Try and nasal spray and hot teas and stuff like that.
I don't think anything's fixing this right now. I've blown my voice.
I don't think anything would fix him.
He needs a fucking tracheotomy.
Yeah, he needs a hole in his throat and a voice box. Oh, yeah.
It sounds like he had a tracheotomy. Get Kane out to kickstart my heart.
Kickstart my heart. Did you see Kane choke slam somebody? That was great too.
Oh my
Tell me
God.
you saw that, Joe.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Kane today was doing something, with his mayor campaign, something for business startups and job employment, I believe.
Yeah.
And in the middle of his speech, he went ahead and the Kane music played. All the lights turned to red, and he choke slammed one of the interns through a table, and then goes right back into his speech. It was pretty funny.
Oh, that's pretty funny, yeah. You knew he was going to do that weird shit.
Oh, it works perfect. The crowd just starts laughing, like, what the hell did we get into? So
this is the best part right here.
Looking for another good time, my heart. Here's the stage. Twiddly the road, you see my beat, and I say, we're summer hot.
It does. It sounds like fucking Eric Cartman singing up there.
Like that's what he sounds like.
I'm going home.
Like, listen, Bob Dylan can sing metal, bro.
Oh shit!
Didn't think he could, but apparently he can. I sent you the video for the Kane thing. It's pretty funny.
Check that out. Party. Yo, the man Seth, what
Let's
up?
make the boyhood dream come true and have me win the title.
Oh God, I'm telling you, bro, you ain't winning shit after what Amanda fucking Mongoloid did. Nobody's gonna trust you, dude. And it's not.
They don't even know who you are.
Yeah,
you're saying
Seth,
you're OG, but
and you know what, Seth? It ain't your fault. It's not your fault. It's that Mongoloid fucking Amanda, who blames everything on JB, even though Filthy Mouth Gamer shit on her way more than Bailey did. But she blames JB somehow. Like, it's just a fake excuse. All right? Baseball glove Heather reached out to her. That's what happened.
Nobody
believes
shit on.
that.
That's the point. The show starts off says no pussies allowed.
Jake Vermont ties this champ # Jake 2 belts fire. Okay, hand medium
champ.
light skin tone flexed biceps light skin tone.
Wow, Mike Litteris, that's weird.
Right, baby.
I think you should make Jake the champ on Friday.
Champ.
Party.
Mark McGurk.
Hey Joe, Jake, and Connor from OOOOOKF Tommy. Been watching wrestling since 1992. This is by far the worst I've seen it. Please save this AEW.
Oh, Mark McGurk, please. I hope they do. I really do. For once, I'm not even going to talk shit like, let's not get ahead of ourselves. No, please happen. We need something. They're not doing it on their own, so we need somebody to step in here.
They're so complacent right now, and there's so much, speculation between Fox and USA and ratings and all that. There is a whole world of hurt coming for us as fans.
I whooped Santa Claus's ass. I stunned Santa Claus's ass. I stunned Santa Claus's ass. Oh well, yeah.
How many men does it take to open a beer? None. Because it should be open by the time she brings it. Oh. By the way, mumbling misfit, I know a great professor that teaches the English language. DM me if you're interested.
John Montgomery, always offering services.
Taking on Matt the Misfit again. Matt told him, at least I'm on the show, fuck you. Now they got a feud going. I want to see this at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I want to see who gets the lobotomy first.
Oh, this community pay-per-view is spicing up, Joe. I'm telling you. A lot of good matches.
Yo, John, thank you, bro. Yeah, there's a lot of good matchups out there, yeah, and I'm looking forward to the fight. And the blood, to be honest.
Lots of blood.
A lot of blood will be on your hands. Guys, down below in the description box, there's a whole bunch of different donation amounts. Check them all out, and feel free to donate tonight with some shit about whatever you want to talk about. Or use the Super Chat. And yeah, Super Chat doesn't read hashtags because Google are retarded. So that's why.
I'm really looking forward to seeing you and Connor face off.
Yeah, in what?
Of course, that's after my handicap match. I'm taking on a scale and a diet, so we'll see what happens.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Hopefully, I come on top.
Boston versus Sharks for Stanley Cup, and Boston wins. That's my guess.
Wow, you're just jumping right over hurricanes, huh? Fuck the hurricanes, huh?
There's a hurricane coming through.
God damn it! I'm not gonna do that. Hurricanes beat some good teams, but yeah, I hope not. I mean, I hope, yeah. Fuck that. I'll take that. Joe Thornton against the Bruins. Let's go. I've been waiting for that for years. Come on, you prick. We're the team that stands between him and a cup, finally. That's fucking hilarious.
Super Chat Party.
I don't want to see the Canes versus the Sharks. Fuck that. Joshua Fussell. Or Fusel. Or Fuselage. Thank you for the 99 cents. Let's take a phone call from the 305. Why the fuck is the intro playing? Jesus Christ. Hey, 305, what up?
Hi, Joe. I have a question, actually. Well, what's your opinion on that whole Dean Ambrose going into the movie thing? And I read somewhere. I'm not sure if you agree with this. I was reading an article. I'm not sure if it was a clickbait article, but it said he might want to sign with TNA because of the whole being able to, like, it seems like TNA gives more creative freedom to their wrestlers and stuff like that.
Yeah, you were onto something there. I mean, the first story we'll get into, but I had heard that as well, that TNA apparently wanted to give him a full offer, and what he's looking for is creative control. He's not doing it for money, finances. He just wants, he misses wrestling, and he wants to do what he wants to do, basically. He wants to not be his own boss, but at least tell his own tale.
Well, they do offer 6-month contracts there, so that might be enticing for him. Yeah,
that's a great point, Connor.
Because I was like, why would he want to, like, he just got out of, like, a really bad, or at least in his opinion, a miserable time in WWE. He wants to break free. He doesn't want to sign anywhere. But at least with Impact, he could sign like a short-term deal, like a 6-month deal, because I know Loki and a couple of other guys were there for like a very brief, like not even a full year. So he could do that if he's up for it and still do the indies.
Yeah, he emphatically stated he wants nothing long-term. This is coming from close friends and family and whatnot, but still, he made it clear that, everything as it comes. He had no specific plans, but the only thing we know as of right now, it's billed under his real name, Jonathan Good. He joined the cast of Cage Fighter, which is a movie about an MMA champion who loses a heavily promoted fight to a pro wrestling star that comes into the MMA world. So, a la CM Punk. And the movie also stars a lot of big names like George St. Pierre, Anderson Silva, I believe Michelle Ryan's going to be in there, Josh Herdman, Michael Jai White. So there's some big names, and seems like it's going to be good. So I'm interested to see what happens. Seems like it could be a good tale. I don't know any more details about it than that, but he is set to star in the movie. So at least we know that is definitely what he's doing next.
Could explain why he's been out in L.A. a whole bunch, so that's what that is.
He did a really good job in the WWE movie there. I think it was 12 Rounds, the third one.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed him as an action star because he is very dry. He plays a police officer, detective, that kind of role very well. And he was able to do good cop and bad cop and, that strong silent type. He did well, obviously, with the stunts and things of that nature. So it was enjoyable. It wasn't the best script or anything, but it was good for WWE productions.
He was like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon if Mel Gibson was like on weed all day.
And not anti-Semitic.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know where the guy lives. Oh, well, we don't know where he lives. I'll find him. You can't do this on your own, Jones. Yeah, I can. I'm Jones.
Just starts drooling.
Starts drooling all over himself and masturbating.
Joe, what time is it?
Me? It's 12.
It's time for a Sasha update.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to give you the Sasha
Banks.
music. Dun, 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 dun,
Sasha Banks. Hey, I wonder what it'd sound like.
Coming down the newswire.
I wonder if Vince Neil from Motley Crue was to ever cover The Sasha Banks theme.
Ooh.
Imagine what
now you're talking.
Imagine what that could sound like. Here, oh wait, this could be it.
Every time you bend, you hurt me now. Every time I push it on down the way, you see me breaking, I'm a winging. Every time you find you come back up, cause I'm gonna push it on out the way. As you make it in spotlight, and you make it, then you might get out of it. And you see me, make it in the spotlight. When you tell me you think you're coming alive, every day, someone say that I've been overrated. I'm hitting you more, say my heart.
All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What do you got?
Jesus.
Yes, Stipe Miocic. I always say the wrong. Stipe Miocic, however you say his name. All right, listen, Seymour. That's why that guy needs a new name.
Yeah.
Stipe Miocic, however you want to say it. Needs a new name. Yeah, Christian's also the lead producer for that movie, Joe. So.
Oh my God! Really?
Executive producer. Yeah, Nate from VA reminded me of that. So thank you, Nate. So
Wow,
some bigger names on there, and then Christian.
Wait, that is so crazy. That's like he's out now. He's man, I don't know. It's just it's all coming together in a weird way that I didn't expect. Oh God! All right, well. Man, he had some horrible music. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So back to the Sasha report. We went ahead and heard that Sasha was listed internally for the WWE European Tour that kicked off on Monday. We were curious if she was going to go with them and travel. We brought it up on the Monday Night Raw review on the Joe Cronin Show, and come to find out, drum roll please, she didn't fucking go.
Oh.
No surprise there.
Take that.
She did not travel with the Raw roster.
Take that, motherfucker. We knew it. She's going to fly. She's going to be in Dean Ambrose's movie.
Yeah, she's going to take off to Hollywood.
She's going to be in Dean Ambrose's movie.
Thank you, Mr. Vince Neil. Calling out all the peeps for Christian.
Thank you very much.
I can smell the Grammy coming a mile away.
Nice to have him on the show tonight. Yeah. We also found out that she was slated to film promotional stuff for the next 2K game, and no-showed that as well. So
look out.
Yeah, she was supposed to do, I don't think just mocap either for her entrance and whatnot. I think they had her doing some type of like storyline stuff from what I had heard. Again, take it with a grain of salt, but I had been told that she was doing and taking a bigger part this year. They were going to focus on the women more with this year's iteration of WWE 2K is one of the things I heard. That rumor about Becky being on the cover might not just be a rumor, in fact. And they might do more because they haven't had much to do with the women in previous titles. They got rid of, a lot of the. At one point in time, you couldn't even do a female, full on like creator wrestler like they had. Like it was limited, and then they brought that back. But you couldn't do any type of like female career and storyline. So I think that's one of the things they're focusing on this year.
That is, the next game is WWE's probably telling them like we got to have this big focus on women's wrestling. Hey, wait a minute, Vince Neil wants to chime in from Motley Crue again.
Space in my heart. Wow. Trouble in my heart. Looking for another good time. My heart.
That's my favorite part right there. Yeah. That's why they fill the stage with strippers and pyro, just to distract everybody there.
They get pyro.
They turn it up so loud that the fans there think it's good.
I mean, listen,
their ears are bleeding.
It clearly happens because right now it's happening to me. I can't sing right now at all. Like, it's happening to me right now, legit. So I know it happens. But I did listen to other shows from that year, and even
it's not a one-off. It's a regular performance thing for him at this point in time. He was never great live either, though, when you go back.
That's the thing. I
They
went
were
back
more of a
the other
studio
day.
band. He never sang well, be honest.
We went back, and I was like, oh, yeah, let me go. And we went to 1990 the other day on Conan, and it sounded not the best there either. And it was like, wow, maybe this guy wasn't that good live anyway.
No, he was they definitely played with his pitch in the studio for sure.
Oh, and he just had all the time to get it right, and everything. I mean, but live, it's like, oh well, he got all kinds of pussy for sounding like a fucking dying tree. That's great.
If a tree dies in the woods, does anybody hear it? Apparently, because they've sold millions of records.
Well, someone said, "Is that Dixie Carter?" It's funny that you mentioned Dixie Carter because if you remember, at one point, Dixie Carter said she loved my voice.
Yes, yes, she did. On several occasions, actually, she made a few different comments.
Yeah, I think I could have banged Dixie Carter. I mean, let's just put it out there.
I thought Connor did, but sorry, I'm not supposed to let that be public knowledge.
Yeah. I don't know where it is, but somewhere we have the tweet where she said, "Joe, I love your voice," and so that was the start where it was like, yeah, I think I could have done Dixie Carter.
And I love your ass.
That was?
I mean, eyes.
What was that?
Do you remember how long ago it was?
Around the Hardy time when they were doing the Broken Gimmick.
Yeah, it was around the Broken Gimmick time. Now, I don't know. I know that the reason why I thought of it was literally because I ran across it the other day. So I have it somewhere. So trust me, I have that. So
it was on your older Twitter, I believe, as well. So
yeah, because I was laughing about it. We were tweeting it out everywhere and laughing about it. And I don't know where it is now, but I saw it. I saw it the other day. That's the thing that got me. I was like, that's funny. I have that still.
Take you down memory lane.
Yeah, you can find it. It's if my Twitter was deleted though, that's why it's not there. But maybe her saying it is still there though somewhere. But I have it somewhere anyway. It's funny because Dixie Carter was reaching out to me, and then she was DMing me about stuff, and I was like, yeah, too bad you're leaving the whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe she wanted me to hire her. Maybe she thought I was going to start a wrestling company.
Oh, you never know.
Hire me, please.
Bit of a reverse conundrum there. I'm reading now more of this stuff while we're on this show.
Yeah.
Lars saying that in 2012, saying that AJ Styles wouldn't do well in WWE. He's 5 years past his prime.
That's really funny.
Meanwhile, he's getting changed next to AJ, being like, sorry.
Yeah, I said. Well, he probably doesn't even know that he really said that.
Oh. I'm just saying, that's in his mind how awkward that would be to bring all this stuff up and make light of it. And I mean, damn, it's certainly rough.
What was the one that I found that was interesting? What the fuck was it? Oh yeah. All I got out of it was Vince was a cokehead as a younger man. He laughed out loud at Chris Kanion's suicide.
Yeah, he thought that was really humorous.
Yep. What the fuck? There was a lot. There was a lot of shit.
Yeah, he says AJ's old and small. He's past his prime as a high flyer who made his name in another promotion. WWE already has their Van Dam filling that role, and maybe AJ could have been there if not for RVD. And this is back September 2013. So
this is the best part, the Susan G. Komen shit.
Oh, yeah, that was...
Yeah. It's clear that that's their intent to educate high. However, we know it's a blatant plea to the press to give them some positive coverage. We all know what cancer is. We know it exists. It's not like they're doing a public service by plastering all over the TV shows. Woo! Well, not as bad, but still.
We've said that for ages on this show. I mean, they're raising money for awareness.
Yeah.
On the topic of why do we make fun of homosexuals, Lars says, it's part of our culture. I don't actually have any true hateful feelings for gay people. It's just, part of my sense of humor I like to explore. Homophobia, racism, sexism, these are all hilarious things to make light of in the right environment, especially among other straight men. So,
oh, there you go. He's pretty honest right there. I mean, that's
that's what I said. He's overly honest, and some of it's going to come to bite him in the ass. I didn't actually ever view him as a racist, and some of the things he said were pretty bad, and maybe even you can claim as bigoted. But how much of it did he actually feel that there was any merit or truth behind, and how much of it was him trolling and making a joke? We'll never know. So that's the issue there. So he also said the last dump he took is more important to him than Israel. So that was
I can't find all I can find is PJ Black saying I dislike review shows very much, but this is excellent. WWE Raw full show review, and this is Joe Cronin show.
Oh, nice.
So PJ Black. So everybody's gotta love Dr. PJ Black. We're PJ Black, we love you too, man. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. That's pretty crazy. I dislike review shows, but this is excellent.
Yeah, that's a huge nod.
Man, I wonder if he still listens. Anyway, PJ, we love you. Tink you. But I don't have the Dixie Carter tweet. I'm still looking for it. Oh, well. That's just some stupid ego shit. It's just funny. It's funny to read it. Like why was she tweeting that?
Yeah,
whatever.
That is a little blast from the past. One of the big things that I want to discuss with both of you tonight is we've obviously heard the backstage reason why McMahon may have to end the brand split. And, we've heard time and time again, we've brought it up on the reviews and things like that. We've heard it from everywhere from Wrestling Rumors to Wrestling Observer to Ringside News onward, different sources, different people both say that Fox and USA want WWE to end the brand split. And Vince adding this stipulation of the wild card rule was to only satiate the two major networks and kind of, give them a bit of what they want on both sides. So I don't know if you guys agree with that. I do. I feel like that makes sense. This way he can have talent on both shows without him giving.
You might as well
giving
at
up
this
the brand
point.
split.
You might as well at this point. I mean, Jesus, the whole fucking wild card thing is fucking a joke.
It is terribly, terribly, terribly implemented.
You do this whole thing about the importance of the superstar shakeup of the brand splits. It's like they weren't taking it seriously with the fucking NXT call-ups for like 3 months going into Mania. Then you do a superstar shakeup, and then on top of that, oh, by the way, FYI, we're going to do a wild card rule. There's 3, 4, 5, maybe 7. We'll go back to 3. Like
a quarter of the roster.
They can't keep track of their own shit.
And then on top of it, it's not just one wrestler going over as a wild card, to either challenge for a title or to make a statement or do something. It's multiple wrestlers. It should have just been one wrestler and or tag team, male, female, or a tag team. Like that should have been it. That would have been if they wanted to really stick to their brand split. But now it's a joke. They've devalued everything that they've attempted to achieve. And a lot of this also is because it's big plans for Roman going forward. For as long as they keep him out of title contention and being the champion, they have him advertised for several Raws coming up as well. He's going to be pulling double duty for quite some time. They said that, especially after seeing the ratings go up with Roman being there Monday, they feel like he's a short-term answer to some of their problems. So they're going to use this wild card rule, to go ahead and have Roman play double duty. And I think that is a disaster waiting to explode in their face, but...
Kevin Durant is injured. Okay. That's the way people were saying someone was injured. I was like, who's injured? It's Kevin Durant's basketball, so I don't care. But yeah, apparently he's injured.
This whole brand, I told you guys for the last couple of episodes, or God knows how many, that this thing is not going to last.
Yeah, it feasibly can't. I mean, with having one person, one female, one man, the man, hold both titles, I mean, that hasn't been working well. And, the women's division had really fell to the wayside because of it.
This whole thing is a mess, man. This is not, like, we keep saying that and, like, it feels repetitive, but this is really bad. And, dude, Connor, I went off on a rant the other day that was about...
It's only gotten worse, though.
All they're doing here is making it so they can book even more boring storylines, because instead of making more storylines, they're going to be like, oh, we'll just bring these 3 guys over, and that will cover 45 minutes right there.
Yeah, I actually saw that. Was it on your SmackDown?
It was that, and then a separate video where I wild card rules or something like that.
I'll take a look at the other one, but yeah, I mean, you're dead on. The problem is that they're gonna mix up all these random people. It's not gonna be consistent, so they're not gonna be able to like put the right focus on certain storylines. So it's just gonna be like, oh, by the way, so and so's here, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, Sami Zayn's feuding with Braun Strowman, AJ's feuding with Seth Rollins. Why in God's fucking name are you bringing them over to SmackDown? Like, that makes no sense.
And going forward, you're always going to have to book for not 2 shows, but 2.5, really, when you think about it, because now you're always going to have to keep the wild card in mind too. It's him.
My God, it's him.
You're going to have to keep the wild card in mind too, because what else are you going to do? Like, you can't go 1 week without having anybody, can you? I mean, I'm sure they could, but that's not going to work well in the long run either. If they just do it, why didn't they do it that week? Why is it sporadic now? And so now they have to book for Raw, for SmackDown, and for the crossovers because they have to keep those storylines, up to continuity standards as well.
I feel really bad for that fucking continuity writer that they hire eventually. I feel horrible. Like, his job just got fucking 3 times worse. Like, this is
exponentially more difficult.
Did you see the video I posted about the writers?
No.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? You got to see this right now before I have to go.
The one with them backstage talking about their backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah, you have to see. I know that I put it up. People probably saw it, but some people probably didn't. So I'm going to play a clip of it real quick. And it's private. WWE privated this. So it only had like 6,000 views.
Yeah.
But like it is
they unlisted it, right?
It's unlisted. Yeah, it's on But
unless you have a link to it, you can't see it anymore.
What?
Yeah, they removed comments and ratings, and then they unlisted it. So unless you have a link to it, you can't see it anymore. That's why I was searching for it and couldn't find it.
Yeah,
but it's basically really showing. It's a 3-minute little package very little package indeed, showing what it's like to be a writer and a member of the creative team in WWE, and it just exemplifies all the problems that they have and why they're failing.
Listen to this. Listen to what they say. Listen to this. It's crazy.
Movies all started with
the entire company.
Even the most technologically advanced movies all started with somebody sitting down and just putting words to paper. The goal.
Listen to how all the writers, who they are and everything. It's insane.
The goal is to create compelling content for our TV shows and then come up with innovative ways to tell stories.
You need to introduce these talents also so I know who they are. I like that layout. I'm just trying to think of what comes next.
A writer's room can be a really fun, exciting place.
Does she look like she knows wrestling?
No, God fucking no. And yeah, it could be a real fun place if you're high on meth.
Fun, exciting place.
The Road Dogg is the only one in this writer's room that knows anything. Look at the tattoo on his head. Look at these. Look at this guy. Look at these guys.
I'm actually glad Road Dogg's there because there's at least a fucking wrestling person there.
Yeah, well, there's at least one.
Yeah, serious.
Like, this is what in the world, dude?
Love you, Road Dogg.
Look at this.
Because you have a bunch of creative people with different backgrounds.
I lived in LA working on reality shows, writing my own screenplays.
That guy works in LA writing his own screenplays. What the fuck does that have to do with wrestling?
That guy doesn't look like he has a chin.
Then look at this guy.
Studied film and TV at Notre Dame.
That guy studied TV and film at Notre Dame. Who gives a shit? So you know about as much as I do.
Worked at a talent agency for 4 years.
I worked at a talent agency for 4 years. What the fuck does that matter?
TV, sports and music.
That guy worked in TV. This guy knows sports and music.
The black guy's like, I know TV. Like, that's all he fucking said.
Yeah, that guy just said, I know TV.
I mean,
Scripted TV.
Scripted TV.
Like, look, I'll give shit for the other guys. Like, they have, like, I did this and that. It doesn't really apply to wrestling. But at least, okay, fine. In WWE's, like, corporate bubble, I can understand. But that guy's like, I worked in TV. Like, that, like, what, getting fucking coffees?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Fuck. Who knows what that means? And this guy's just like, I like sports. This guy might as well just said, I'm black. I mean, what? Come on, bro.
TV, sports and...
Jamma.
What's this? Listen to what he says.
Bad
Joe, I think you need to make a parody of this in the worst way.
Scripted TV, sports and music.
Sports and music. The black he just goes sports and music. Just say I'm black. Like, just say I'm black.
What's wrestling?
What's wrestling? I don't know. They hired me because I like sports and music. These, like, it's not even funny. These are the writers. These are the writers. This is a show on WWE Creative Writing. The Life at WWE.
I co-wrote the Jersey Shore. The whole show? No, just one episode.
Wait, I mean, this is really them? This is really the fucking writers!
I come from soap operas.
I come from soap operas! Now she's actually the closest person to be writing. She's actually probably the best one to be there. And she comes from soap operas, and I'm talking fucking Days of Our Lives.
Wrestling is a male operatic, for sure, but
it's not even close.
But it's so
supposed to have themes. Yeah, it is. It's extremely different. I mean, different worlds entirely, but it has themes to, what a soap opera is, because it's got drama and passion.
Getting back to Joe Wide-eyed shaking his head.
This is the finale, though.
One of us and be like,
this is the finale. They literally saved the best guy for last. This is the finale. I want you to listen to this. WWE actually put this fucking video out. Listen to this. It's a serious video. Listen to this.
Experience isn't everything but WWE.
How fuck can you be?
I don't know how I got this job. Somebody told me.
My experience isn't everything but WWE.
This is not a joke, Foley, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't a joke. This isn't a joke. This is a real serious video.
It sort of is.
It keeps going on.
Feel something for these characters. You're always trying to just take them on that emotional ride.
I understand wanting to have maybe one or two of these type of people that have nothing to do with wrestling to get an outside perspective, a fresh set of eyes. And what do you think of this as a casual non-wrestling fan and, someone that would tune in sporadically? What do you think? But don't have that be every single person you hire.
But the problem is when you start mixing too many different backgrounds, it's gonna fucking hell.
That's why nothing adds up. Everything's all over the place, and the storylines are so ridiculous. and the whole soap opera thing, that explains why the faces are acting like bad guys. They're often portrayed as heels, and the heels are chicken shit morons. The Revival are supposed to be bad guys. They're rubbing their ass on the ground. Braun's supposed to be a good guy, but he's throwing people into trash cans.
Screenplays are different than movies. Movies are different than TV. TV is different than wrestling, in my opinion. They're all fucking different. So when you're throwing a bunch of that's like making, hey, I'm going to make a lasagna out of Skittles, beets, and then all other fucking crazy shit. It's not going to be the same.
Skittles, beets, and cat urine.
But it's not going to
I get that Vince, it comes down to Vince. In the end, Vince makes the decisions for everything. But the fact of the matter is, those are the writers. It doesn't matter. Even though Vince might just destroy 90% of anything that comes their way anyway, those are the writers. Those are the writers. When Vince brought in Vince Russo, Vince Russo didn't really write wrestling either. But he wrote entertaining, shocking shit. And he thought outside the box. These people all come from their own version of NXT, like Hollywood writing NXT, Hollywood writing and sitcom shows. They're all polished people. The opposite of basically what you want. You might want 3 or 2 of those people. You know what I'm saying? A couple,
and like Shooter said in the chat, soap opera writers are good at what they do because they churn out a lot of content. 5 days a week, you have a new show every week. So that's what you need for wrestling. It's okay to have 1 or 2 of these people, but you need people that know the business in and out and understand, not only what it is to tell a good story, but it feels like Vince went up to everyone and was like, "Oh, so what do you know about wrestling?" Nothing. You're hired. Great. Next. And affirmative action came to.
That's a real video.
It's fine to have a couple of those. But to have a majority of them, it's fucking atrocious. There's a reason why, having wrestling guys, in there is a very smart move. Having a majority of them, even if they have different experiences. If you had legit, if you had Road Dogg and Michael Hayes, Arn Anderson when he was around, and then add 2 other writers that are outside the bubble, hey, maybe that's not a bad melting pot because you have different backgrounds for all 3 of them. But if you have a majority of your people not having anything to do with wrestling, because let's face it, writing wrestling is very different from any other TV show or movie or anything like that. It is vastly different. I mean, nobody compares wrestling to fucking Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or anything like that. They're very different in how they're written.
It's just, dude,
God help us if they try to do it that way.
This reminds me of Star Trek. The Star Trek show, and I don't want to bore everybody, but I just want to say lots of different medias are going this way. Like the team that's writing Star Trek Discovery, this horrible new Star Trek on CBS Access, the team that writes that are a bunch of young writers who are just up and coming, and they're like taking ideas from other things, and they're not. It's not Star Trek. Like they clearly don't really know Star Trek, and they're just writing stuff, and it's fucking convoluted and crazy. And it like it makes no sense at all. Like half of what they did in these last couple seasons. I mean, the first one was better, but it's the same sort of situation. These writers are crazy. They've fired the writing team, like almost all of them, and brought in new, and they're all still the same thing. It's still this. They borrow other people's ideas, and they rework it, and it reminds me of this.
They rework it poorly.
And they're trying to write like Game of Thrones. They're trying to be Game of Thrones. Star Trek's trying to be Game of Thrones, and when you try to be that, you're not that. Literally, Star Trek is the opposite of that. So, like, it doesn't seem right, and it sucks. And unless you, like, I don't know. But anyway, WWE feels that way, too, where it's like, you're writing for the wrong type of show. This isn't wrestling. You're writing this shit, but it doesn't fit with wrestling. Just like what those writers are doing at CBS isn't Star Trek. And on top of that, in Star Trek Discovery, they literally, in the contract, have to be 30% different than real Star Trek on purpose. Because otherwise, all the former licenses would get paid. Like the CBS and Paramount licenses, the originals, they would get paid. They have to earn money. So the only way the new CBS group can earn the money from the show is to make sure that it differentiates itself from original Star Trek series from 2003 and before. So you're seeing the content suffer. It's suffering on purpose because it literally can't be the original Star Trek.
Yeah,
or
they have
any
to
Star
escape
Trek.
from anything that they have predetermined and pre-existing. All the lore is out the window for the most part because they can't include it.
But they're still trying to sort of do Star Trek, so it's like, oh, that's like that old episode, but horrible. Like, instead it's like terrible. Why the fuck was this done? And that's what WWE feels like. It's like, oh, that's kind of like what they did back in the day in the Attitude Era when they did that, but except for it's really bad and over-scripted. So I know that unless you don't like the new Star Trek and you're an old Star Trek fan, and there may be some people out there like the new Star Trek. I don't know. And if you called it space stuff or space fight, I'd be like, oh, cool, pretty cool.
Yeah, if it wasn't Star Trek, if it was just its own thing, its own idea, new property, new IP entirely. And that's the problem with wrestling at this point in time too. They have this, great. Well that they have, a breadth of history and this huge library, and then they take just one or two, maybe three, if you really want to go that far, storylines, and they repeat them once or twice a year. They really do that. How many times have we said, oh, that's just Stone Cold and Vince all over again? Oh, that's Brett and Shawn all over again. We've seen these things time and time again. And, the continuity is out the window. And I think the biggest thing to keep in mind too is that Vince says he hates yes men, but he's surrounded by them, and unfortunately we see that because he's the final say for all of it. Everything that, even if these creative writers give us the best thing that we've ever seen in wrestling to date, ever, Vince can still shoot it down because he either doesn't get it, doesn't care for it, doesn't agree with it, and he'll change it or he'll scrap it entirely. We've heard of storylines that have got, that he's had turned down, and we're like, oh, you wanted to impregnate your daughter? Like that was a Vince original idea. But yet we get some decent things at times, or people like Road Dogg or other head writers that, step down because they're tired of it. They're tired of the stress. They're tired of dealing with, the creative funnel, as I like to call it, because it all funnels down and trickles down to one man's approval and say so. That's a slippery, dangerous slope to have him have all that power. Maybe it worked at one point in time, but it doesn't anymore. And no better way is that represented than with NXT. You have things that are so over in NXT. Triple H could get me over as a fit, competitive champion in NXT. And then you get to the main roster, and it just gets ruined because Vince doesn't see their vision. He doesn't see what they were working towards. He doesn't understand. It doesn't relate to him. He just doesn't quite get it. And that's a scary thought. It's so concerning that we've seen it time and time again. You get somebody that is ready-made, a package star who's ready to go. They come up to the main roster and they're done for instantly. there's a lot of things that need fixing, but I'm curious to see where they could really go from here.
Ugh, that whole creative video just made me mad.
It's hard not to be just totally infuriated. I'm sorry, but you see all these people, like I said, maybe a couple even, but when every single person has no background in wrestling at all, and I'm not saying you have to be a wrestling elitist to get into this, but they explicitly state that I know nothing about WWE. I mean, how can you expect to survive? I like what Aaron said in the chat before. Aaron Cox said, "I delivered a pizza to Vince's sister's house. That's how I got this job." Like that's what
no
it feels
fucking
like.
shit. Probably, like I said, you need to have people who've had experience, because otherwise it's going to fail, or it's not going to do as well. I mean, like I said, if you had like a team of like 6, and like 4 out of the 6, or even half. Fuck it, I'll go half. Even if half the people who were former, like a Michael Hayes or an Arn Anderson or so-and-so, people who've had like some experience in the business and know what the fuck works, versus we're going to hire a bunch of people from Hollywood and pray that this works out because they've had success in this, they've had success in that, they've had success in this. Newsflash, doesn't fucking always transfer over.
Yeah, it doesn't always translate well. I mean, I can give you just off the top of my head, just with you saying that, it doesn't transfer and translate. The first thing that I think of is might have been good on paper, possibly, and probably not still, but might have been good on paper with Sami Zayn when they wanted to do the whole angle with Bobby Lashley and bring in his sisters, and that could have been pulled off, probably funny. When they wrote that in their mind, I'm sure it was hilarious. But we know as wrestling fans don't care for those kind of things. They don't want to see men dressed up as women, trying to... just the whole scenario wasn't something that was ever going to get any sympathy for Bobby, and wasn't going to make Sammy look any more evil or dastardly or more like a heel. It wasn't going to generate any heat or buzz besides reeking of failure. We knew from the get-go that wouldn't work. So a wrestling fan that has seen the content, or at least knows how like-minded wrestling fans are going to react to this, would say, hey, that's not a great idea. Let's not do This Is Your Life for the 14th time. Let's not go ahead and have an Extreme Rules match without any weapons included. Let's not, things. And I feel like we don't have that at this point in time. And that's such an issue. And that's what really makes me concerned with WWE when AEW is coming up. I mean, I don't want to give AEW a free pass by any means, but they do have that kind of talent right now. They have an incredible, wealth of talent. They have a whole pool of people there that live and breathe wrestling. They know what they're doing. Now, I'm not going to, like I said, give them a pass right away. I'm curious to see how they do writing weekly episodic television. We know they can do one-off big shows that work out really well. We saw it for All In. I guarantee Double or Nothing is going to be a huge success. I want to see what they do with their weekly show. But I guarantee they're going in with their best foot forward.
I hope so.
I love Dixie Carter. I just want to say that. I really do. I do. I love Dixie Carter. But listen, we're going to take maybe a couple calls in a few minutes. I'm going to play the donations that we need to play, but I just want to go over something really quickly. You got Vince McMahon doing what basically doesn't want to let go of the company, doesn't want to listen to anybody. You got that fucking... the Seven Dwarfs is the writers that we just saw. And you got Triple H, who would like to probably do more, but he can't, so he just really focuses on NXT. But then you got Stephanie McMahon, who all Stephanie McMahon cares about is basically being like doing PR for the world and the company, and just being like, well, the WWE, our values, like with all this shit,
yeah, she's all about grandstanding and making herself look larger than life. Yeah,
so all Stephanie cares about is the image of the company and how great, like, it's, oh my god, dude, this is why the company sucks. What is there? And then Shane probably just isn't even allowed to do anything. Shane's like treated like a bitch. I mean, I assume.
Seems that way. So long as he's willing to jump off of a high, table or stage prop.
Yeah, when you think about that, that explains a lot. I mean, like, Stephanie couldn't do it. If Vince died, and like Triple H wasn't there, can you imagine the state of this company with just Stephanie in charge of it? Well, like Stephanie would like Stephanie would find out that there was some kind of like research for like cancer or something in some other country, and she'd find out and make all the superstars wear purple for like 3 weeks because of it.
Yeah, everybody would be fighting against some type of, radical disease or bullying or world hunger, and it would be that constant social justice outcry.
Hell, remember when she quoted that thing of philanthropy? I can't even talk. Philanthropy is the future of marketing. It's the way brands are going to win.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, dude. Oh my Christ, dude. Everybody, I'm not kidding you. Everybody should be terrified. I'm not.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, NXT tonight was really good. Especially the main event. It wasn't amazing by any means. The main event was really good, and the rest of the show was decent at setting up future storylines. It wasn't by far the best I've ever seen, but it was certainly entertaining. I didn't feel like, oh my God, is this over yet? Like you said, and there's a lot of things and factors that we've discussed before. The hour length, the fact that it's recorded so they can get the best out of everything and retape angles, but just the point, like, what they're going for tonight with Matt Riddle and, the dissension in between the ranks of the Undisputed Era and him taking on Adam Cole. And it's a very simple story. You have a faction, they're not getting along, and then you've got, them amidst a possible breakup. Are they going to be able to unify again? It's a simple story, but it works, and they're doing it very well. That's the thing. I feel like they try and do these over-the-top, outlandish things to spike the ratings without thinking if any of it is based in reality or if any of it is seemingly entertaining besides that one big spot. Besides Braun throwing Sami Zayn into the trash, truck, into the trash can, and then the dumpster gets loaded into the trash truck. Besides that specific moment, that 10 seconds of him getting loaded into the dumpster and the dumpster being put into the truck, what did we get? Nothing. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't continue anywhere. How did he get out of the truck? Why was he even coming out to bother Sami Zayn? Like, all of it, we don't get. So they focus on, these big moments, and we end up bored. That's why the ratings suck. That's why people don't want to tune in. There's no compelling reason to watch 3 hours when they're only focused on that 10 seconds worth of wow factor.
Yeah. 10 seconds a wow, man. I'll give you 10 seconds a wow.
Pretty much. I usually hit about 6, maybe 7 seconds. It's the best 7 seconds you'll ever have.
Hell yeah.
7 seconds in heaven.
Party.
Bulldog Club.
Love the Slipknot intro. You ready for the new album in August?
Yeah.
WWE sucks ass, haven't fell asleep during wrestling show in a while.
Bulldog Club, not only is Slipknot coming out with a new CD in August, but apparently so isn't Tool. So get ready, man. I'm ready for August. Maybe fucking Stained, Mudvayne, Korn, and fucking every other band from 1999 will come out with something too.
Stained is going back in the studio, I heard. So.
And every day call you. Oh, really? Wow. Bulldog Club, thank you. I miss the old Stain. Bring back that first CD.
Super Chat Party.
Joshua, thank you for the $1 Super Chat, man. I'm going to let these play because we're really behind now. We're just going to sit here in awkward silence waiting for the next one to play. That's
I'll ramble off the little silly news stories in between each one. We'll do that.
Probably
like I said, Roman will be at multiple Raws going forward, so he'll be on both shows. No one is excited. Who was it? Dominic Dijakovic. I always say his name wrong.
Well, they changed his name 4 times on top of it being tough anyway.
Yeah.
Under the name Chris Dijak, whatever you want to say is rebranding. He's getting knee surgery.
That sucks.
Lars should just find himself an orange toupee and grab him by the pussy. Apparently when you're famous, they let ya do it. Ask your president cat.
Oh my God. Spaz Phoenix, thank you, man.
Spaz chime in, yeah. So Dijakovic getting surgery really sucks. He said that on Twitter before. I feel bad for him. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery and ends up making it back soon.
That sucks ass, man. I'm pissed about that.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. Just piss poor timing too.
He was just starting to get a push a little bit on NXT.
Yeah, and he was doing he was actually doing the whole white nationalist gimmick. I thought, or they were pushing that on him or something.
Yeah, they had plans for him too going forward past this next takeover. So just really piss poor timing. Rey Mysterio's been pulled from the Motor City Comic Con next Saturday and Sunday.
Wait, Jake, do you know how long he's out for?
No, it didn't say. So
God damn it!
I bet you it's 5-6 months though.
Yeah, let me see if I can find.
Yeah, see if you know because he was talking about it on his Twitter. So I don't recall if he mentioned in the video, but
when me and Connor went to NXT Lowell, man,
good stuff.
Jakovic
yeah, you said
there.
he was badass.
He nailed him with the finish.
Dude,
NXT tickets go on sale tomorrow. Anybody looking to pick up tickets, use the code WWE BPT. So BPT for Bridgeport. That's the pre-sale code for tickets tomorrow.
Use Beefaroni7. That's Beefaroni. Here's Dijakovic with the spaceman.
It looks like there's no official.
Spaceman moonsault to the outside.
He actually turned it into a drop kick. If you look at it, I love this guy.
Was that the one? Was that the one where he fought Ciampa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spaceman moonsault to the outside.
But the female ref.
Throwing caution to the wind, he rolls Ciampa in.
Look at that, Ciampa.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a fun night, man. This guy.
So
anyway, go ahead.
Good news, bad news. Bad
news
at the
is
the bad news is that there's no set timetable, but they're estimating at least 1 to 3 months, depending on how he heals. The good news is though, Ciampa apparently is recovering a lot faster than expected.
I saw that. He was like,
yeah, that was my other story. He's doing well. The doctor said that he's not doing good. He's doing great. So
we thought his career was over. We thought his career was over.
Yeah, there were some concerns about that because there's some people like, I don't know. I'm like, shit.
Oh, you remember this? By the way, this is completely unrelated to wrestling, but if anybody is a patron of mine, every once in a while, I put out videos like this. So you should definitely become a patron. Patreon.com.
Worth it, trust me.
Dangerously close to him right now. A police helicopter very close to the suspect as he continues to flee. Look out, shit. The truck. Oh, the police car cut him off and the suspect kept running. He got sideswiped by the police car as he wouldn't give it up and he still continues to run. He may have a bit of a gash on the upper thigh. Seems to be okay, though, as he still tries to flee. Look at that. The officer ordering him to stop. But wait a second! The police officer from the helicopter! Oh, what a tackle! In the center of the field! The suspect's fighting back! The officer's down! Look at this! Let's go back and look! What a tackle! He just came out of a helicopter! Still has his helmet on! Like an NFL, like a middle linebacker, Teddy Bruschi! And now the fight's on. The suspect doesn't want to fight. He's out of breath. He needs to go down. He just needs to go down. And the taser out. The officer, another cop here shows up. Here's the rest of the police, and they've got him detained now. And this thing ends without a horrific injury, thank God. And the police have apprehended this suspect. What an amazing athletic feat for that officer to jump down from a nearby helicopter. This fucking guy ran down like a ladder or something from the helicopter. It was insane.
That's
and
crazy.
What a tackle! Look at this guy all ripped up. What a tackle by these Houston police officers today. Like it was just like a random video of me.
You should do a bunch of like those like cop busting bloopers and do the commentary on all of them, like when they're like fucking up.
I know, man. I did like 5, but I should do more. Those are funny.
That's great stuff.
Anyway, I'm sorry. What else do we got?
Also, Goldberg, as we know, will be at the Saudi Arabia show on June 7th, but apparently there's rumors that saying it's only a one-off deal for that show, and he has not signed a new contract to keep him away from AEW. So people are saying that it still is a possibility that we might see Goldberg in AEW.
Goldberg.
Why?
Why? Yeah, like I was.
It was said a while ago that they had potentially made him an offer.
That's right.
And I didn't pay much mind to it. I know we brought it up, but the WWE Saudi show only has him locked in for that one date. Nothing further for there's no contract. So that is interesting to think that WWE wouldn't have made him like a Legends offer or something.
Right.
To keep him away from any other promotion. I bet you they will now, though.
Hey, Jake, I'm not sure if you mentioned this earlier about the newest signee to AEW.
No, not yet.
You mean the coach?
Yes.
No, it's Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn, baby.
Yeah, that should be interesting depending on how involved he is with the product. But I mean, shoot, that's a good one to get.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a damn good pickup, man. That's a smart dude right there. And Jerry Lynn's great. It seems like his body's coming back a little bit. You know, I mean, obviously he can't wrestle really, but you know what I mean? Because when he stopped wrestling, he was like broken to hell. And it wasn't until I saw him reffing that match recently, maybe it was a year ago or a year and a half ago, he reffed a match, and he looked way better. Like, he's so much better. Whatever the surgery he had, and the hip surgery or whatever, and the knee surgery, he just looked a whole hell of a lot better. And I don't remember what match that was, but
I think was it Impact? I feel like it was either TNA or ROH. It was one of the two.
Yeah, he recently did another one, I think, too. But yeah, this was a while. This is a year and a half ago, and
give me a hell yeah!
Quite remember
First thing I hear when I open the show, women like to be dominated. This truly is out of nowhere.
It is out of nowhere, and some of them do. Some of them like to dominate you, though, as we know from calling the sex line at night. Sometimes they get weird, man. They start talking about gobbling you and forcing you down and stuff like that.
Eating your diaper.
I'm like, dude, you can eat my diaper, honey, all day. Like, let's do this. Put me in a diaper and spank the shit out of me. Like, go ahead. I'm game for it, man.
Super Chat Party.
Here we go, Spaz.
Sullivan and Lacey Evans should be Mr. and Mrs. MAGA.
It's not a bad idea.
Hey.
Put them together.
Might as well.
Put them together. Wrestling was better. Wrestling was better when there weren't any coloreds in it.
Jesus.
Have them say that.
Jesus, Lars.
Shut up, Lars.
It's him.
It's him.
What? It's him.
I had a laughing fit. I actually cracked up to the point where I couldn't catch my breath. I had tears running down my face because Matt's a good actor, so he had to try.
Like a praying mantis.
I watched it back like 90
Lars
times.
Sullivan looks like a foot light skin tone light skin tone leg medium
God.
light skin tone foot medium light skin tone.
Mike Litteris, thank you, man. You're right. It's him.
Super chat. Super chat.
Tyro Banks on Sports Illustrated. Have mercy, Gook.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Arknolia Peasy. Oh my god. It's him.
It's him.
Yeah, how many freaking memes I've seen of him and
If they
Mrs.
fire
Dad?
him for that, I will be pissed off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Matt even tweeted a few out.
You get got. I mean, Lars.
Hail
is a
Metal,
true
thank you,
monster.
Hail Metal.
Joe, I think you might need to make this a donation. But put Tommy instead.
It's him.
It's him.
Super chat. Super chat.
Celtics lost the series. Kyrie is leaving. Go Bucks.
Yeah, that's it, man. Kyrie's gonna be gone now.
The fuck, did they have to like double square up on that?
Thank you very much
Like-
for the donation, man.
Shit
Oh
bomb.
my god.
Mumbler the Misfit doesn't want these hands. I will drop him like a bad habit. Only thing that the Mumbler the Misfit could beat me in is saying the alphabet as fast you can say it. Or BBBBCCCC cock DDDD dick in the mouth.
Wow.
Fuck with me, pussy.
John Montgomery is gonna defile Matt the Misfit.
He declares it's going to be an all-out war.
Let's take a look at this a little bit more closely. Like, I just want to see how Matt.
It's so weird too because they both face the other direction for no real reason, you know.
Right.
It's him.
Hey Joe, Jake and Connor from fingered me out, kayfabe. I wonder how R-Truth feels about working a storyline with Lars #Brokenlion for champ. Give me points Friday.
Broken Lion, thank you, man.
Yeah, especially with everything you said about R-Truth and Kofi and about them being prison gang, you know.
You know, Broken Lion, you're gonna have to bring it, man, if you really want that. You have to really bring it, bro.
So is the belt on the line again this Friday?
Yes, it is. The belt is on the line again Friday.
Tim.
Yeah, I like Connor's idea. It's him, and he's got to cut to Tommy with the title.
Yeah.
Tim.
Get on it, TSS. That dancing Pikachu cracked me up.
Tim. Tim. Tim.
I thought it was going to be funny. The more times I see it, it's not, because I just see more mannerisms to make fun of.
Oh, I know.
Tim.
Oh
Jim?
my god,
Tim.
dude.
Oh, it's Tim. Okay.
It's Tim.
Tim.
It's Tim. Oh god, here it comes.
Tim.
Choose your destiny.
Tim.
Flawless victory.
Tim.
Choose your destiny. Flawless victory.
Mortal Kombat. Tim.
Fight.
So good.
Test your might.
Excellent. Okay. Kitana. Jade. Sub-Zero. Scorpion. Cyrus. Smoke. Shiva. Motaro.
Wizard.
Fight.
Oh my god. So good.
Oh my god, man. I'm fucking gonna
Matt,
die
you're still
right now.
killing
I'm gonna die.
Between
money,
that
Matt.
and between that and the fucking concert earlier.
Oh, I know.
What? Oh my god,
Yeah,
dude,
Vince
no,
Neil open for
no,
him.
DJ, dude, fucking DJ, fucking in the chat, DJ Hanwiz, fucking goes, Woken Combat. Woken Combat.
Yes.
You need to make that. You need to tweet that to him.
Oh my god, dude. Woken Combat. Oh, I can't even fucking. I'm dead because I'm so itchy and sick right now, and whatever the fuck, allergies are going crazy. Oh,
Super Chat Party.
Yen from Japan.
Joe, please make a Motley Crue donation. Face with tears of joy.
I will try to do that.
Oh, my sides are hurting.
Gozaimasu. Thank you very much, Ed's View. Ed's View from Japan.
Oh shit, Ed's View chiming in.
Ohio gozaimasu.
We also heard from Dave Meltzer that WWE didn't upload the videos from Raw onto its YouTube channel until way after the show was over to encourage fans to tune in live on the USA Network.
But
this is another solution they've come up with. To
I bet you the
combat
ratings
low
are worse.
viewership.
I bet you the ratings are worse.
That because people aren't seeing
Super
something,
Chat.
be like, "Oh, I should
Super
tune in."
Chat.
And
Yes.
the
I
YouTube
want
views are
Nia
probably
Jax
down.
to extract my gook for my B-Day today.
Oh my god, your gook. Andale peasy. Yeah, because I bet some people aren't watching, and then they get the YouTube alert, and they go, "Oh, maybe, what the hell's going on over there?"
Super Chat.
And they check it out.
Super Chat.
Do you think WWE's bad ratings could affect AEW?
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
yeah. I mean,
and vice versa.
it'd be better for AEW if WWE's ratings were really good. Actually, to
Super
be honest,
Chat. Super
Yeah.
Chat.
AEW 2019 Mother Suckers.
we'll see, man.
Suckers. Well, so happy birthday, Andale Peasy. We forgot to say that.
Oh,
before.
I didn't know that was his
Tuned in.
birthday.
Andale Peasy, happy birthday.
Fuck Tommy haters. Thanks for the donation. The anti-drama. Thank you. And yeah, and fuck Debe's dying hole. How about that?
Ooh, smells like tuna.
Yeah, you smell like freshly squeezed tuna or whatever the fuck Tommy said to her. Fucking dum-dum.
Tilapia.
Anything else you guys wanted to speak of here?
I can't talk after that last fucking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all
Daniel
itchy.
Bryan, as we said, you and I hit the nail on the clit, Joe.
Yeah,
they're making him part of the tag team, as you said, for a smaller workload. Eric Rowan can take much more of it off of Daniel Bryan's shoulders, and
but not much more
it's
because
also-
he's got a 70% chance of getting injured in the next 3 months.
Yeah, really. And on top of it, it was also to keep him with a title and to bring some relevance back to the tag team titles on SmackDown. So, and what they're going to do is, especially now that they have the wild card, they're going to continually pair up random people to throw at Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan in the meantime. So now they have Jinder Mahal teaming up with Shelton Benjamin. They did that at a house show. The next program is going to be them and Heavy Machinery. So we'll see like different pairings that aren't typically tag teams in the meantime, in between Heavy Machinery and then eventually the B team after they finish up with the Miz stuff. So nothing exciting there, but
Yeah, I mean, depending on who they throw together, but I mean, if it doesn't really mean anything,
that's the thing. It's not gonna. It's just gonna be for one-offs. It's not gonna be
Oh, then
permanent
fuck
teams.
that.
They're not making permanent teams. They're just gonna pair people together to feed to the tag team champions while building up. One or two teams really. They're going to build up like Heavy Machinery and maybe one other team in the meantime, because they can bring in other teams with the wild card, and then they can just pair other people together when they need filler.
Fuck it. You know what I would have done if that's the case? You really need to boost up this tag team division. Do like a wild card tournament, no pun intended, where you have 4 established teams and then you randomly pair 4 other tag teams together. The winner of the tournament gets a tag team title shot. Boom. And then use that as a catalyst to build up other teams.
F. Tommy's Barber's dead corpse.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Glorious Eugene. Glorious 1.0. What up, Glorious 1.0? Look at that sexy pic. That's not a female.
No, not at all. They also added a 205 cruiserweight match cruiserweight title match to the WWE Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Champion Tony Nese will be defending his title against Daivari, so that'll be probably on the pre-show, I'm sure, but at least they're giving him a chance to defend the title. And I believe there was 10 matches already on that card for Money in the Bank, so now it'll be 11 total.
Christ.
I believe there might have been 10 total now with the 205. I'll have to go back through, but I think that might have been the 10th match. So there's either 10 or 11 matches right now.
There's 10.
Okay, there are 10 with the 205 match.
Yeah, damn, you got pretty much every fucking championship on the line. Jesus, you got the Universal title, the Raw Women's, the SmackDown Women's, WWE Championship, U.S. title, Cruiserweight, Roman Reigns, Elias, Miz and Shane in a steel cage, and then the 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches.
Yeah, the only thing not being defended is Finn's IC title.
So. But he's in the men's.
And the women's tag team title, right? That's not being defended either.
Not yet. They're hinting to it.
The Viking Raiders. Ain't no love for them on Raw.
Yeah, because look at the name. They fucked the whole thing up. I mean...
Hashtag not my Vikings.
Gook the Humpster Broski. I'm about to kill it. Oh, wait.
I love this.
Oh my God, I broke my face.
Oh my God.
I keep hearing my name in the donations tonight. It's got my egg roll flying full mast. I want to fuck Debbie until cum comes out of her fucking eyeballs. Yes, cunt, I know you're listening just like you did tonight with Ken.
Oh my God.
Suck Joe Crib's cock fucking hoe.
Gook the Humpster Broski. How you doing, man? Thanks for the $6. And I'm sorry about Debbie. Why are we bringing up Debbie? Is her vagina
fuck Debbie.
Yeah, what is her is her vagina for sale again? Anyway, 203, what's up, man?
It's Gravy. What's up, gentlemen?
What up, Gravy?
Gravy. Just talking to you. Your balls are ringing.
Oh, my fucking head is ringing. So, 10 matches for Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Why?
It's definitely a stacked card when you think.
Do you know that we're never ever going to get the fuck out of there?
Yeah, no kidding. Especially with match placement, people usually tend to leave early, and I don't see that happening. So
unbelievable. I just wanted to call because I heard 10 matches. All right, I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully, poor Gravy's sick. He's got a fever, and then he's got to go possibly, as long as he gets rid of this cold, for knee surgery Friday. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening, but hopefully, whatever.
Yeah. Well, hopefully,
I'm over it.
You get better and everything goes well with your surgery, bud.
All right, boss.
Yeah, baby.
Take care.
I'm gonna come jerk you off in the
Catch you guys
hospital.
later.
All right, bye. I'm gonna jerk you off in the hospital. Can you hear this, Jake?
Let's beast.
No.
No, nothing.
Oh, I fucking fucked up because Skype's new shit. So now you can't hear sounds. Great. What? Anything else, Jake? At all that you got? I mean, I'm pretty much.
I think that was it. I don't know if I had. Yeah, I
The
mentioned
Becky
the 205
Sasha
Live
thing.
match.
I mean, what Becky said about Sasha? We could mention that.
Yeah, you had brought that up before, and really, to me, it just took it as her kind of being like, come back, it'll be okay. We'll have a match. Like, that's how I took it, really. Because she was like, oh, we haven't fought since I was the last kicker, and I've changed, and I'd like us to have a real match. I'm a different person. You and I used to tear it up back in NXT. And
are they just like having her say stuff like this to like get people, like, so that she'll come back or something? Like,
that was my thought, kind of. That's kind of how I was perceiving it, anyways.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It was bizarre for sure, because some people were like, oh, she's calling her out. And I'm like, I don't really view that as Becky calling out Sasha. Like, in a kayfabe sense, yeah, but not, they made it sound like it was bad blood, or that's not it. It was challenging her to a match.
Right.
She said, I'm trying to find the exact quote here. But, yeah, like you had said, I don't view it that way at all. I think it was just kind of more of like a PR move. Just a way for them to kind of keep things abreast and focus on it. I'm trying to see if I see it on her Twitter anymore. I don't even see it on her Twitter anymore, huh? Maybe I missed it.
She took it down?
If somebody else sees it, but I don't see her tweeting to Sasha anymore.
What, Becky?
What possesses you to do this? Like, Connor, look at this. What possesses...
Insanity.
Wait, do it again?
Look at Ryan Waters. Ryan Waters, what made him like, you know what?
Ryan Waters right in the face.
You know what? I've lived a good life.
And now Nico Silva. What the
Fuck it. I mean, shit. Oh, yeah, well, I'm done. Did you see the security guard in the front go like in the front of like the aisleway, like shake his head like fuck this?
Yeah, like, fuck this.
Like, damn. That guy right there, he just like shook his head right at the end of the whole thing. He's like, man, fuck this. Oh. I mean, he landed perfectly, but fuck.
Yeah, man, that was some...
You know what this show needs? More people diving off of ladders.
You don't want to dive off.
Duty calls.
Ryan's trying to get up.
I just know what he was thinking.
Wants to win the championship. Look at that off the turnbuckle and a back body
That was
drop.
nuts spot, though. I mean, really. Yeah, she said that she can't. Seems like she can't hack it. Let's prove something. Basically, she said, but Sasha's fallen from grace, and this ain't the last kicker anymore. This is the man. I would love to go toe to toe, the man versus the boss, to prove who is the top dog now. It genuinely just feels like she's saying all this to get her. It was an interview with Sports Illustrated. That's why it wasn't a tweet. So that's what it was. I got that. I was confused. Yeah, I was looking through. I'm like, I don't see the tweet anymore, but. Yeah, it really doesn't seem like she's actually calling her out. It just feels like a PR stunt and trying to keep Sasha, her name still in focus.
Someone sent me the Matt Hardy thing.
Besides that, like I said before, they pulled Rey Mysterio out of the Motor City Comic Con in Detroit next Saturday and Sunday because he agreed to do the autograph sessions there. But now, obviously, he has other obligations, being that he's in the pay-per-view, so he won't be able to make that.
Wow.
His ticket was $60 for an autograph, and many fans are disappointed and now requesting refunds. And it says the good news is that Shawn Michaels is still flying out to the Wrestling World event and appears as though he'll remain a part of next weekend's event as well. But Rey Mysterio officially canceled. So obviously he's taking on Samoa Joe at the pay-per-view, so he's no longer able to be part of that. And also, one of the highlights, I think, is that we're definitely getting new tag team belts for SmackDown. So I'm excited to see that. They did the photo shoot backstage with, Daniel Bryan and Rowan. And Daniel Bryan disgruntledly said, do you realize you're going to have to change and redo all these pictures once we get rid of these leather championship straps? You realize that, don't you? So he said that in disgust. And so they even mentioned it on air backstage saying we'll have to do something about these belts. And this was posted after SmackDown, went off the air. So eventually we'll see vegan tag team belts. I'm curious to see if it looks at, identical design, just in tag form or what, if they do something a little different, but it'll be fun. At least they're keeping with that story, though, some continuity there.
Yeah.
They didn't just now he's the tag champ, so they forgot about it.
They put him together with Rowan because of the whole, they're worried about his injury or whatever have you, right?
Yeah,
so the reason
health,
why they
it reduces his workload. And it also, while he can't be, he's not going to be champion right now, for a main title, it keeps him with a title and brings relevancy to the tag titles as well.
I'm all for it. I'm all for the team. I was just kind of caught off guard by it on SmackDown, but I think
I wasn't thinking about him being a tag champ either. I'm like, they only have, 2 real teams. We said the B team and, Heavy Machinery that could go for it. I'm like, who the hell else is going to go for it? And then we saw that, and I was like, damn, that's perfect. So it really worked well that they chose those two.
Maybe Matt Hardy and our Truthful team. It's him!
Buddy Murphy also came out during one of the commercial breaks on SmackDown to send a warning to Mustafa Ali, or just Ali, saying that the best kept secret is coming for him. So,
did you hear that he broke up with Alexa?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
There she goes. She'll be sleeping with everyone now.
She's fish out of water.
Oh, she'll be
flopping and flailing all over the place.
Oh my God, Jesus!
He's not wrong.
Well, you think?
Gasping for air.
You're saying she's going full whore?
Maybe not full whore.
What about Murphy? Maybe Murphy's the whore. Maybe he'll go bang every girl or guy on the roster.
Why does SmackDown suddenly have a high spike in penicillin needs?
Oh my God! What's with all the condom wrappers backstage?
What is Super Crabs, and why do I have this on my itinerary?
Why is Mark Carano jerking off?
Why are all the ladies texting off the phrase, I'm going to go take a BM?
Oh.
Just take a Z-Pack. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I wonder what Road Dogg is doing, because he's still at home, I guess. Like,
still at home?
Is there something crazier going on than we know about? Yeah, Road Dogg is still at home.
The last I heard was, and I don't know if you guys heard differently, was that he's going to still be part of creative, but
yeah, me too.
Until, the Fox transition.
What the hell is he going to do until then, though?
Read his Bible.
Take a long-needed break.
Oh, you didn't know? I'm reading Matthew 65. Whatever the fuck, I don't know.
SmackDown Live did have some small boost in viewership as well. I forgot to mention that earlier, too.
See?
It wasn't much. It was not much at all, but it went up 5.3%.
Next week, it's going down.
It was up. It was 1.83 million viewers. So still, that was last week's show. This week was 1.93.
But it's like...
It's still under a 2. Fox says they want a 3 so they don't get canceled, supposedly.
Fox is hilarious. Fox is hilarious.
They might get it just for that initial surge, but it's not going to last.
They may get something like that, maybe, for the first episode, because people will, tune in to see it on Fox. This is weird.
They'll tune in to see it on Fox, and then people that don't have cable, too, because a lot of people have cut ties with cable companies. So I think that's also a big part of it, too, with it being on broadcast and not requiring cable. I think that's definitely going to heighten the ratings.
I guarantee you they're going to do a lot more title matches.
Oh, they're going to do a lot more specialty matches, and we'll see. I've heard at one point in time, and I didn't bring it up because it didn't have much merit to it, but I heard that they were going to plan like mini specialty events on SmackDown, so that where they would not like in the vein of like, oh, Elimination Chamber, but you know how they did the network specials for Elimination Chamber at one point in time when they first brought it back. Yeah. They might do many things like that on a SmackDown. Would be surprised. They might do like a 3-hour show for a Super SmackDown once every 6 months, where they do, or 4 months. What I had read is that, they would go, where they do like a big build-up and they have, multiple title fights, and they do some type of like, oh, we're going to have an I Quit match and a last man standing match and a lot of stipulations and, big draws that you usually see on pay-per-views. So,
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Hell in a Cell, hardcore, something along those, or no holds barred.
On our debut in Fox, we're gonna have ourselves a Hell in a Cell Inferno Elimination Chamber tables, ladders, and chairs match.
slippery bathtub match.
Just put everything in there, and the next week we're gonna do it again.
Man, I'll tell you what, a slippery bathtub match—that's a good idea.
That's how I got the scar on my face. Slippery bathtub, baby.
They put 2 girls in that?
Don't try this at home, Jake. Don't you read the thing? Don't try this at home.
I tried to be a star. There also was a rumor killer for the internet password requirement that everybody had to turn over their social media passwords.
Oh, okay.
Mike Johnson from PW Insider said, I do believe that WWE has the right to control Twitter accounts. When you sign there, you're told to give your password over to the digital media department, and you're told not to give your password to anyone else. It's possible that anything that pops up there in terms of pushing storylines, those have been pushed by digital media. But then Fightful said they spoke to someone in the account, in the company, and they said, we do not ask talent for their passwords, nor do we own their social media accounts. They did, however, confirm that they have policies regarding superstars' social media use. So,
okay, so
they recently sent out a memo to update the talent that outlined basic social media behavior and giving them things that they need to know. They aren't asking for login information currently, but in one instance, there was wrestlers who asked to make social media posts in order to promote a coordinated sponsor, and a wrestler requested that a social media manager take care of it and even offered up the passcode to their phone. However, the manager informed them that the department isn't even supposed to do that. So they're saying that they've changed some of their rules and they updated everybody with memos, but they're not asking for passwords.
Wow.
But then Mike Johnson says that they ask you for your password when you sign up for the company. So,
what the hell? So, what the hell?
So yes, no, maybe
yes,
so.
no, maybe so. So maybe they didn't ask anybody now, but they ask you initially when you join the company, and they tell you not to change it or give it to anybody else.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically a wrong story, but kind of with some truth?
Yeah, a little bit of, a few kernels of truth. So maybe they didn't ask anybody right now, hey, turn over your passwords. But that's because they already have them from when you signed up. So that's why. It's funny the way that works. But I could picture them changing a lot of the limits and rules on social media behavior recently. We heard that they were kind of trying to curtail as much fuckery as possible. So makes sense. I mean, they want to limit the bleed as much as possible. They don't want to have people complaining about the company so openly and outwardly.
Yeah, it's true.
We've been seeing a lot of it. Daniel Bryan wins the tag titles, and then you have different members of the Revival saying, "Oh, good luck," being sarcastic, things like that. Everything that they did to the Revival apparently is just to devalue them as much as possible before their contracts run out as well. They want to make them look like fools and lower their stock entirely before they get released.
Well, I could have told. Oh, I did tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, we
said get ready for it.
Sure.
Literally
now
sat
it's been
here,
confirmed.
Literally sat here and said get ready for what happens to the Revival.
Yep.
And then they said they were going to split them up too, and we said, well, that made sense. And then the other thing is them tacking 3 months onto one of those guys. Wilder, whichever one.
Yeah, but not the other, because then they can't be together at that point.
Now they can't just leave together at the same time and be somewhere. So now they get, unbelievable. But yeah, shave my back.
Yeah, and you figure, Ryan Callahan, Artie Evans, Dave Schilling, that Kazim, however you say his last name, Femi-eyed, and then Road Dogg. All these guys either quit or been fired. Then you have different
the head writer,
agents like Malenko and Anderson are leaving the company, and there's just so much turmoil backstage with the corporate side of things and creative. Never mind the talent. It has to be uncomfortably miserable back there.
Yeah, it's really weird.
I can't see it being a good environment.
It's really weird what's going on. Oh, the man Seth. Party. What up, man?
F Amanda, I'm the dream. I'm the real underdog.
Jesus.
I'm the Manseth. Give me points. Youngest champ ever.
No, we'll find out, man. I don't know. After that mongoloid cunt fucked it up, I don't know if you're ever going to see anything, man. I don't know if you're going to see anything after fucking cow face, didn't take the belt. But thank you for the $4.99, and, I'll push the campaign as far as it can go, but I think it's going to be like a real co-host that wins next week because people are terrified of another outsider coming in and fucking around. Oh,
like
God.
To see Tommy retaining.
Oh, God. Yeah, Tommy can retain.
You. Our local champion Thomas Harrias Finton will remain champion now with that ugly mong Akmanda Cartman. She's probably been banned from Wendy's because she constantly stalks our champion here in Black fucking Mountain. I wanna ram myself in Thomas.
Oh my God. Mayor of Black Mountain, thank you for the $4.99. The Mongoloid JB donation. You want to ram yourself into Thomas. Jesus Christ.
Super Chat Party.
The only thing hot about Alexa is her face.
Really? I think everything's pretty alright, but yeah. Make 7-Eleven great again. Thank you, Make 7-Eleven great again. And listen, I want to thank Connor from OKFave for being here tonight. And Jake DeMarco at Countdown Ended on Twitter. And I'm Joe Cronin. This is Out of Nowhere. More stuff coming to my Patreon throughout the week. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. I got a new video up there explaining how to use Patreon better and where all my links to my full shows are and everything. So look at that. Anything else you guys want to say before we get out of here?
Somebody took the @WWE Lars Twitter account and changed it to Lars is racist. So they have their own troll account. And it says, WWE performer Lars Sullivan is a racist, sexist, homophobic incel. He should be fired immediately. This account is parody/news. And they're putting up the pictures that I sent you of like Lars animated in like a Klansman hood.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so, the trolling has officially really begun. And JTG also put out a post saying, "Damn, why did I write those racist ass remarks?" And then you see Lars writing saying, "I fucked up." So,
Lars wrote that?
No, he's making fun of Lars.
Oh,
so
okay.
Even he got in on it.
Wow.
Yeah, so even Crime Time former member JTG is getting in on the fun now. It's a mess, that's for sure. Not as much as a mess as the title fight's going to be Friday, though. Monetize this. I can't wait to see what happens. I want to see Tommy retain. I want to see him destroy the competition.
Wow, imagine Tommy retaining.
Nope, I want him to lose it.
Ouch. You guys can hear Connor on the Fight app on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. And YouTube.com/OKFaber. My name is Joe Cronin. See you tomorrow night on YouTube.com/Corrupted Podcast for Thursday Night Throwdown. Friday night, it's a throwdown to monetize this for the championship. Saturday, it's the Corrupted Podcast. And coming soon to Amazon, the Joe Cronin Show on Amazon Prime, free for Prime members. Other things available for purchase.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congrats.
Shit. It's coming. It's because Fight didn't get back to me, so I had to go with Amazon. Motherfucker. All right. We'll see you tomorrow. And on Twitter, I'll see you on Twitter. We'll all have a bunch of fights on Twitter. Let's go. I'm not going to be gaming tonight just because of how fucked up I am. I'm literally going to go shower and pass out. I'll be probably live in the day tomorrow, though. And then I'll probably be gaming tomorrow or early morning, something like that. So, be back tomorrow with a bunch of shit.